Okay, I figured I could tell my story a bit better in words than I can, in verbal words than I can on an About Me page. So this is an About Me. I created this mainly because I want to voice my opinions on things, and maybe give some people some insight on certain subject matters. Now, obviously, I'm not claiming to be some all-knowing person, nor am I claiming to be any kind of professor whatsoever. I'm simply an average guy who has gone through a lot of self-examination over the past, I'd say 3 years, maybe 7 years, around there, and I just like to share my opinions. Comments are definitely welcome, and I usually talk for a good long time, so I'm going to break these up, obviously, into 10-minute pieces since YouTube won't accept anything longer. I'm going to be using Rurouni Kenshin sort of as my avatar. And the reason for this is that he kind of represents who I am in a way. The scar on his cheek. Oh, if you haven't seen the anime or even know what it's about, just search Rurouni Kenshin, or you can just type in Kenshin. I'm sure you'll get a lot of results. It's an anime. His scar sort of represents the scars I have in my past, just as they represent his past. And he didn't have a very good past. His sword basically represents my words, my insight over the past few years that I've gained from lots and lots of meditation on who I am and what this world represents to me. And then his change from being a Batosai, the manslayer, to becoming a very humble, wandering swordsman. And that's sort of how I was. Except I didn't kill people. No, I was like that in the sense I had a finite direction, and when I got to the end of it, I realized there was nothing left. And I might go over that in a lot more detail later in my testimonies, but for now, suffice it to say, that kind of thinking was a lot like Kenshin's thinking when he was trained to kill people without any questioning why he was doing things. And that's how I was bringing up. Everything that I did, I didn't really question it. I just did it. It was out of the act rather than the purpose for the actions. And then the personality is the same as mine, pretty much. I'm very goofy and silly, and I'll do random things. And that's how he is now. That's not who he used to be, just as that's not how I used to be. But that's who I am now, and actually this is the real me rather than some fabricated facade. And so I'll be using his screen caps, Rurouni Kenshin's screen caps, as emotional annotations. So, like when I'm trying to get a point across, I'll probably put up a face, one of his many faces, to sort of allow you to envision what my personality is like when I'm stating something. I'm not sure what face I decided for this one, but that's going to be what is in my mind as I'm talking to you. That's the face that I have on at any particular point in time. So I hope you enjoy my, I don't want to call them rants, because they're not really rants. I call them testimonies because my motto is, if you're not testifying to who you are, then why are you even here? And I go over that in detail in some of my testimonies. So hopefully you enjoy what I have to say, and if not, that's fine too. Please comment, give me feedback, constructive feedback, please. Intelligible feedback. Also too, you might be wondering, why am I disguising my voice? Well, it's not really a disguise. I just wanted something less than normal. And that's what I got. This is much less than normal. And plus it allows me to act silly and burp and sniff, and it adds a nice dimension of levity to the discussions. Nothing in this life should ever really be taken too seriously. Because in my opinion, this is not all we have. We are so much more than what we see, what we hear, and what we do. So much more. So that's why I have this funny little alien voice. makes things much more interesting.
Yes, it does.